How deep do your prospective clients have to go to find you on the web? When they do find you, what do they find?
SEO.
Internet marketing strategy.
Bounce rates.
Website performance.
Cost per click.
And social media.
Conversion rates.
This is Edge of the Web with Aaron Sparks.
Good morning. You're listening to Edge of the Web Radio with Aaron Sparks and John Thompson. Say hi, John.
Good morning, Indianapolis.
This show is provided to you by Site Strategics. We're an SEO let me back up. A search engine optimization and social media management firm in Indianapolis, Indiana. We're providing this show on a weekly basis now to give you ideas on how to manage your inbound marketing, getting traffic to your website, but on top of that, getting leads going through your website and converting those leads into real opportunities. We're Site Strategics. We have a Southside Indianapolis business, but we are doing local in Indiana work as well as national work. We're doing this show to promote our services, obviously, but on top of that, be able to provide a good deal of information about internet marketing, about different tools and techniques. It's not super geek speak. We're not trying to inundate you with tech jargon, but as business owners, and this show is directed towards business owners. As a business owner, you need to know what is actually in front of you as a challenge to get your site at the top of organic lists, as well as what it is to convert that traffic into leads. Right, John?
Absolutely.
Let's see here. We have a regular phone number that you can reach us throughout the week. That's 1-877-SEO for web. That's 1-877-736-4932. We love to hear from you and even have conversations about what we talk about. If you have any questions or points that you want to bring up, or just have us look at your website and give you a free evaluation, that's what we're in the business for. That's what we do on a regular basis.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do social media. So if you're on there, like most of us are, hit us up through the hashtag EdgeTalk on Twitter.
That's right.
And feel free to ask any questions, and we'll get back to you.
Yep. And we've actually stepped up our game. We were doing this for every other week on Saturday mornings. We're now actually providing this radio show every week for the sheer fact that we want you to make sure you know that we're here every week, and we're providing good topical information. We're also taking this show and taking it into the places where we talk about on a regular basis. We're actually doing a video of this show and breaking it up into 4 different segments per show, providing a good deal more illustrative points, different screenshots of what we're talking about, and a good website references throughout the video. So be sure to check us out at youtube.com/Site Strategics, or you can look up my name, Aaron Sparks, John Thompson, Edge of the Web Radio. You'll be able to find us there. We've got a slew of videos coming out weekly that are very instructional. We also podcast this show on iTunes, so you can just look up our company name or Edge of the Web Radio. You can be able to download those podcasts for free and listen to them at your convenience. So we also podcast right off the website itself. That's edgeofthewebradio.com. That's the site that we've created just to provide this regular information that we're sending out. And on top of that, we obviously want you to come over to sitestrategics.com, and you can actually find us just by searching in Google Indiana Search Engine Optimization, Indiana Search Engine Marketing, and any of the other plethora of terms are out there. You'll find us right at the top of the list. Yep. All right, getting into our show. Let's talk about what we did last show, if you could, John.
Yeah, what we did with the last show is we actually touched on there's more Google updates that are coming. Mm-hmm. We also touched on 5 things that you need to know when you're hiring an SEO company, and also just doing keyword research.
That's right. And we also put a good deal of information into those YouTube videos, so be sure to check them out. We got some great screen grabs on where to look for. On top of that, the articles that we talk about on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. So upcoming in this show, we're talking about internet marketing industry news. We're also talking about mobile websites and what it means to even have a mobile website and what you need to pay attention to. Also talking about, we're actually introducing another bit of news here through the program of more like a how-to. It's not so much coding examples, but it's really about what you need to pay attention to from a execution standpoint and giving even anybody who's in-house, any of your webmasters, some instructions. Hey, have you done this? If not, do it. Right. We're also going into concepts about mobile search and some differences in conventional desktop search as opposed to mobile search. That's something. So we've got to really, our whole show is really focused on mobile functionality and mobile environments right now.
Yeah, we're meeting a lot of savvy business owners actually that are already picking up that mobile is where it's at. They need a mobile website, and local is vastly becoming a big deal.
That's right. That's right. So, get started here with our news. First listing, first news item we got from Search Engine Land. 7 is the new 10. Google is showing fewer results and more from the same domain. Well, I mean, this is big news, is that instead of 10 listings of organic positions or search engine results, they're now trimming it down to 7, which is incredibly traumatic for those websites that are borderline 7, 8, or 9 positions. They're going to be dropping to the second page.
Yep.
And they're testing this out. I mean, the traditional 10 listings is going to 7. It appears that it's even easier than ever for one site to actually dominate for all those results. Because if you actually start looking at search, you can see that there's now being referenced a number of different listings of the same website.
Right.
And now, just by the removal of those additional 3 listings, it's even more important to make sure that you've got your ducks in a row for optimization.
Yeah, they're saying it's domain diversity, and they're not seeing a lot of diversity in the domains.
That's right.
You pull up a brand name, and they're showcasing that asset's website plus their social presence, if it's a Twitter profile. So you'll see that as one of the 7. It's just harder to compete now.
That's right. And they're doing it, I mean, they may be testing out a new algorithm, testing out an update to an algorithm. There may have been a large number of individual sites that have received manual penalties as well. We really don't know what we're seeing, but there has been some tests. SEO Moz, which is a kind of a guild of sorts of SEO professionals. There's a Dr. Peter Myers who actually crunched some rankings using some of their tools and for prediction, and it looked like they used several hundred, if not thousands, of search rankings, and they started to see about 20% of the search result pages coming back only having 7 results in that organic, which is very sizable. I mean, it's a very, very strong indicator that this is coming down the road. So, if you don't know your positions, right, then you certainly need to know them. And if you're in the top 10, that's one thing. But if you're at the bottom of the top 10, you better believe you need to pay attention to that, because you may be losing a heck of a lot of traffic just by falling off that cliff.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I wonder. In your opinion, do you think this is because they pushed down the pages because of the mobile? And the mapping, the showing the Google pages, place pages?
They're doing a heck of a lot. If you look at, I mean, I was just talking to somebody recently, there's like 65 faces of Google. Did you know that? Or something like that. It was some ungodly number of how Google presents itself in different platforms, in different mediums, either mobile or desktop. Their different combinations of the map as well as paid ads. There's so much different variety that they're beginning to realize that they have to pull in the real estate of that display a little bit, I believe. And I think they're just making room for even more of their own presence. They're injecting social, right? They're injecting all these different elements for the monetized aspect of Google. So, I mean, they're kind of just laying waste to those last 3 listings on the organic to make room for that.
And they're showcasing all their products.
Sure.
You've got email now being incorporated into search results, plus your own photos, and all that's being put into your own personalized search result.
That's right. That's right. So, second story here: Bing grows in search market share. Google repeats its high, and Yahoo actually halts its slide for the second straight month. Bing saw its U.S. search engine market share on the rise. Meanwhile, Google had held steady and duplicating its record share of the search market. They're at, I think it's right now it's at 68.7%. They've been raising steadily. Bing actually has gone to 15.7%, and this time last year they were at 14.4%. For Yahoo, there's good news. Yahoo's powered by Bing, obviously. If you didn't know that, they are. they're holding steady at 13%. Unfortunately, this time last year they were at 16%. So everything's shifting. Bing is really making strides into this market now, especially with the new Windows tablet that's going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I can only assume that that's going to be just Bing Central. And,
sure.
And we were talking about this earlier about how the Droid environment has you constantly logged inside of the Google Sphere, right? That's going to be probably their counter to be able to bolster that search environment even more.
Yep.
Although this does reflect home and work searches, basically, not mobile. Okay, and let me throw this grenade out there. Adding in Google's 90% dominance in mobile search, that would skew these stats. Let's say it again. Google has 90% of the mobile search environment. That is amazing. All right. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The last news item, real quick, is geolocation changes Google keyword rankings 69% of the time. 69% of the cases where a company's website ranks in the top 30 for one location, it does not rank for that keyword across all other locations, according to a new report from LinkDext. Their study also included examination of ranking variations across 10 different geolocations. And in that case, the findings were that the rankings deviated on average about 11 positions. That's pretty sizable. Is that we all know that they inject local connections and local variations, but this is pretty dramatic. 69% of search engine results means that you can't have any type of predictable consistency of where you're positioning on a national front.
Right.
Which, on top of that, along with 3 of the search engine positions getting removed as well, that's even more of a dramatic thing. So one of the takeaways here is, do you know where you actually are on all these different geolocations? And there are some tools to be able to measure just that. Yep. Well, I tell you what, we're going to take a break real quick. You're listening to News Talk 1430 WXNT. We're going to be talking about your mobile website. If you don't have a mobile website, guess what? You're probably turning away customers. Learn how to get this set up for you as you return. Talk to you very soon.